So how long have you been in the franchise?
January 1st, 2000 is when we launched. So this past January was our 20th anniversary.
It's 20 years.
Yeah, Google didn't exist then, by the way.
Well, that's great. So, so you've had you've had 20 years to work out how to go and get business. So what is your typical work week looks like now, 20 years later? What do you do when you get up?
We obviously split what we do. I'm more on the sales. We both do networking in the group. I'm more on the sales and then the web and digital strategies. Obviously writing proposals, figuring out what's good for the client, doing the research for the projects. Then I'm overseeing the digital marketing aspect of our business. Our business was, because we've been around so long, we had a heavy reliance on web development, project-based development, and because that's what was there. And then internet marketing, digital marketing came into it more and more, and our market was slow to pick it up, but now it's definitely there. So we've transitioned to more on the digital marketing side and less on the website, but we still have both of those revenue centers.
So Chris handles all the sales. As we said, we both do a lot of networking, part of different networking groups. So that's a good few activities every week. But internally, day to day, I handle all the project management and admin responsibilities. And as I said earlier, I like to evolve our processes and document and making sure that things get moved through the process and projects get delivered online so that I can hand it over to Chris and our team members and take care of more of the digital marketing, whether it's the SEO, paid marketing campaigns, and social media.
So I've met with you a few times at conferences and I've seen you on stage a few times getting some awards. So you've obviously had some highlights, in this industry, which is really great. Why don't you share some of them with us?
Well, some of the highlights, we've won 5 WMAO awards, which we're very, very proud of. It's such an uplift for the staff, and it's nice to be, fortunate to be recognized. A highlight as well is we won a small business awarded year of the award with the Chamber of Commerce. So that was nice. It was nice to be recognized within the community and ourselves as well. So that's nice. I think the biggest highlight, for us is the respect and being a long-term partner with our clients and being able to help them see the difference that we can make in their businesses. And when we're at a networking group or we're out in the community and we have people gushing on us all the time about you got to work with these guys, and they really appreciate what we've done. And what we've done, we've clients 20 years, we've clients 18 years, from the beginning. Clients that we cold called 20 years ago when we started, we still have a few of those guys. So that's very rewarding and a highlight for us.
And people come back to us as well. It's funny, we have a few instances of people that may have left for a few years, and they've often called and restart up services once again. So that's rather rewarding to hear from time to time as well.
It is, and as you're, like you've got a mature business, and listening to you here, it sounds like it's easy. It's successful people having fun, but you must have had some obstacles, along the road. Starting anything with no salary right in the beginning would have been a big obstacle. So say some of these issues that you had that made you stick it out, right? Because a lot of people just give it up and they don't push through.
Yeah, perseverance, I think, is is really, really important. In the beginning, when we started, as we said, January 1st, 2000, right after UK, it was the dot-com bust. So much money went in the late 90s, and everyone was like, is it really viable? All these companies are going bankrupt because they were overfinanced. And it was too much too soon, and we're out there trying to sell, and we had 0 clients. We went from 2 salaries to 0, and we had to sell. So both of us were on phone cold calling, and that was hard. We could get, 1 meeting in 10 calls, which isn't too bad, but our close rate in the early days was 5%. I just closing. I was not, people were like, okay, great to talk about it, but I wasn't closing. So that's a challenge, but it was, Laurie's sweet voice on the phone got us into meetings, and then I would try to give them the business reasons why they should buy on to buying a website for $2,000, and it's tough. So that was difficult, but as soon as you make a sale and as soon as you gain that experience, you're talking a different way, and knowledge and information. People ultimately want to connect themselves to people that can help them. So, over time we gained that experience, and that helped us to help me to be able to sell. And our close rate is a very different thing now.
It is.
Yeah. I mean, I think that some of the challenges that we face, as in any business owner, is you wear many, many hats. There's so many things to do. You'll never be able to get through that to-do list. Yet you still have to keep on learning. As I said earlier, technology changes at lightning speed. And for us, it's really important to make sure that we're always learning, whether it's information that has been produced from WSI or all the other resources that are out there nowadays, whether it's Search Engine Journal, whether it's Content Marketing Institute, Social Media Today. There's so many resources that are online, and we have to try to keep ahead of things. So that's the challenge that we face. Obviously, staffing challenges as your team grows. You have new challenges with them, making sure that they're trained up, that they're producing, that they're delivering a great product for our clients. That's really important for us. So it's process improvement. That's what we try to manage on a daily basis.
Well, listening to you, I can see that the skills that you bring, are, the good relationships that you built with your customers. And that's why you had them for so long, 20 years. And I guess you're getting referrals from that, when your business is doing that well. That's where I'm at today. The referrals are there. And as people say, you should deal with them because, they do a good job. I think it's just that experience. And what sort of goals do you have for yourself? I mean, obviously we grow the business, and it looks like you're really focused on it. So like in the next year, if you look at 12 months, what do you see yourself doing in that space? Gives everyone a feel for, like, it's not just the same thing every day. You've got to think about improvement and going forward.
Yeah, we have been evolving to more digital marketing and less standalone websites. So we together both keep looking at each other and saying, no standalone websites. It's hard sometimes when somebody comes to you and says, here, I'll give you money if you do this. Well, it sucks up time, energy. So we've done a good job of transitioning that. So over the months, I want to continue that. The challenge and what I want to work on, in the next 12 months is our referral network and all our center of influences and all the people that have known us forever think of us as web and, what comes with it, which is the digital marketing. They don't necessarily even know what digital marketing is. They just know, oh, Chris and Laurie, they'll do your website. So we have to we've been working on it. We have to continue working on our referral network and our center of influences to focus more on what we can help, how we can help their contacts around digital marketing and bringing leads versus just making them a pretty website. So, but one to the other. So it's that's focus.
Yeah, because I see that. You said it earlier on that there's so much to learn, that you spend, updating yourself. And then when you talk to clients or prospects, you just realize how much they don't know. They have an idea of what they need to do, but they don't know because they don't realize, the depth of what's out there. And so, your role, if you do it well, is the educating of people, at networks like Chamber and that. So I think that's amazing. If you can go out there and teach people and educate them what's available and what to do, then they start to trust, that it's not just all snake oil and surprises,
That's very true, Francois. We definitely focus when we have a new relationship with a client is we're all about education. We would like them to understand as long as they, are wanting to take it in. Some people are just far too busy and we understand that, but we like to work in partnership with our clients and explain the process a little bit with perhaps not too many technical details, but we want them to understand the process so that they have a better appreciation of what can be done, and that way we work better as a team together.
Right. So if you're looking at further, like I've been in my business for 16 years, and I'm getting to the stage where I realize, you've got to have an exit strategy of some sorts, or, you want to work towards something. And you can see I'm busy building this office. I don't know why. I'm not stopping. I'm creating another business. It's fun. But the thing is, I want to work 2 days a week or 3 days a week and just do a few things, So that's where my 5-year plan is going. What do you see, in your business? Are you at that stage yet, or are you still growing it strong?
I'm still growing it. I don't see myself, I don't want to be leaving the business. I know there's things within, I find I get too much into the nitty gritty. I'd like to elevate myself and have more, and do what I like to do with it, which is out there in the business community and networking and helping business and talking on the big scale, not having to be involved in the, decision making on little things. So that's sometimes staff and capabilities and capacity. And I'd like to increase the overall capacity because I think I'm actually limiting our capacity because I'm sticking my hands in things where I shouldn't. But it's hard to. So that's the challenge. It's like, it's
hard to let go.
But then it's resources, then it's your resources to accomplish it, to accomplish everything that you want to accomplish. So with the clients.
Okay. Laurie, you have anything to add there?
I think Chris has pretty much covered the things that I had in mind as well. It's we're always wanting to grow and trying to either have other people, staff members handle some of the elements that we handle and competently deliver things in a timely way. That would be our goal, is having them deliver some of these, some of the products that we have online or the services on an ongoing basis. That's what we would like to have as we evolve our business a little bit more.
Right. So being in the business for 20 years, built it to what you've got. Somebody today is going to be searching on the internet for a business opportunity and they're going to land on this video. What are we going to tell a new WSI consultant that they should focus on if they're thinking of getting into this never-ending learning business?
It's there's a lot of information, and that's tough. what I would do, again, I would focus in on it's hard to know it all and know it all competently. So rely on the network for parts of it, and you learn a tactic, own it. That's your stick, that's your stuff, so that when you're in front of them, you have the confidence. I can sell what I know. I have a harder time selling what I don't know. That's me as a salesperson. I'm talking through my hat if I'm saying, here, buy this. I don't really know what it is, but pay me money for something I don't understand, versus I get this, I know this, and I can talk circles around anybody around a tactic or a subject. And then it shines through, and people just want, they want my brain on in their company. And that's what they're, at the end of the day. So if I can wow them with something, then I want, Chris and his team on in our company, in our team, where they're outsourced marketing, digital marketing department, or in some cases even more than just marketing. And I think, for me, the golden ticket was SEO. I learned it. I have a very solid understanding of it. There's not often I'm in a meeting where someone knows it better than I, maybe in the WSI conference stuff, but definitely not on site. There's the client site. I know it. I'm constantly evolving and changing, but we keep up to date with it. And so that helps me to sell a website. Right? That helps me to sell. It's the foundation for us. And that's how I've been able to get contracts. Even though they're interested in the website, they eventually probably would like leads from that website. Well, if it's not done, together, then you're risking the opportunity.
So people often ask me, like, what's my personal motto? And I say them, not accepting second best. So I like to, look at it and saying, if I'm doing something, can I do it better? So it's always, trying to improve something the whole time. So do you have any motto? What do you work through or think through that keeps you going?
I do. I guess my family name is Murray, and the motto for Murray is tout prêt, which is, I don't know why it's in French, but it's always ready.
Always ready.
I'm a Boy Scout leader as well, and have been for 12 years. And in Scouts, it's be prepared. So
Nice.
I like being prepared for my meetings. I like being ready for what might happen. I want to be ready on the net for what's coming next. So I think preparation and being ready and prepared is something that makes me comfortable. I'm not comfortable if I'm not ready and prepared. And anticipating what might happen. So that's and what might the client need? How can we work with the client? So it's kind of it's kind of how I feel. If I'm always saying, so you're going to tell the client this, okay? Well, they're going to ask you this. So I mean, it's obvious, right? Like, let's make sure we're able to answer those questions, because you give them information. We need to follow it through. Be prepared.
Yeah, very good. I remember that, I was a Boy Scout as well many years ago. And I remember, as you said, be prepared. And it was always something that motto was there.
Yeah.
So we're reaching the end of our interview today, which is really good. So if I invited you to happy hour right now for a little drink, what would you be ordering?
I guess I like... especially new places or even locals. I like a funky microbrewery, something different, something local. Okay. I don't need to drink the same thing all the time. So, but it's very based on location and occasion. So if I'm sitting on a beach, which that doesn't last very long, but then it's got to be a beach, and it could be a fancy drink with an umbrella. But more often a nice microbrew would be nice. There's a lot of great ones out there now. So.
Great. And Laurie?
So for myself, I know, Francois, you'll appreciate this. A good glass of white wine.
Good glass of wine. I'm so predictable and boring. They can line up all the beers, and I'm just going to take a glass of wine. That's what I'm going to do.
A nice South African one, Laurie. The nice South African white.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, if you could be anywhere else other than talking to me right now, right? So like something really special, because I really appreciate the time that you've given up for this. Where would you want to be?
Well, it's winter here in Canada. I like to ski. I like to be on the slopes. I like to be on the slopes.
Yeah.
Summer, we like camping. I like whitewater canoeing. We've been getting back into that in the last.
Lovely.
So it's exciting. It's exhilarating.
Mm-hmm.
I do it with. I go with my family, hiking in the mountains. Sitting at the cottage. But whatever I'm doing, I like to be with family and enjoying it with them.
Right.
We have similar interests as well. We both
It's a
like
good thing.
to get away from the screens and get out in nature, and whether it's skiing in the mountains or hiking and in the outdoors, that's to get away from everything and out of the city and just be away from everything. That's where we are very similar minded in that respect.
Some sort of technology detox. That's what you need.
Absolutely.
Every now and again. Yeah.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we haven't learned that in our family. When our business is, we go everywhere. We're camping, caravanning in the bush, but there's always a screen. Like someone's got to do some work. But we're hoping to fix that. To get more time. I think we'll all work for more time.
Yeah. Well, we still have our phones and our cameras, so I love taking pictures of the various places. So it's close by nonetheless.
That's right. Well, Laurie and Chris, thanks so much for spending your time. It's been wonderful for me to talk to you, and I'm sure that many people out there who come across this video will enjoy and learn from what you have shared. So I really appreciate what you've shared with us today.
We're happy to do it.
You're very welcome. It's great to be a part of this family, and you've been a big part of it as well. So appreciate all that you've done for the network.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you very much. Do you know where the next conference is going to be? I haven't heard yet.
They closed secret. I don't think they've announced it. I heard a rumor about the timing, but that all-inclusive certainly worked the last time really well.
I think we have to wait about a year for it, so we have to be patient till we see our friends, although we did see a bunch of them last week, so it was kind of fun.
I always like to know where we're going, and then I've got the opportunity to spend extra week or two, just chill out with everybody. It's such great fun. It's like a family reunion when we do that,
Yeah, we definitely work in some family time. So if it's in a warm destination in the winter, hey, what works for us?
I'll take it.
In our winter, that is.
Okay, so it's time for me to say goodbye. Thank you very much, and I'll see you again soon. Cheerio, guys. Bye.
Be well, Francois. Have a great day.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks.